Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Avengers issues 179 to 178, written by Tom DeFalco. Also, just in case, we can throw in there issues 182 and 183 because that story arc isn't the best, but it has like some cool little things there. So the story starts off. We have Black Panther. He's taking down these goons at the docks. And the interesting thing about Black Panther during this time is that he wasn't like crazy OP like he is nowadays. And actually, at moments, he's like on the other extreme. He's getting his ass handed to him. Almost in every story that he pops up, he's getting clobbered. So what happens here, we have Black Panther fighting against these goons. When out of nowhere, this villain called Stinger, that I've never seen before. I've been reading comic books for a while, and I've never seen this particular villain pop up ever. I'm not an expert in old school Avengers, like I read the complete run maybe 20 years ago, and I didn't remember anything about this guy. And going back and rereading this story, I was caught off guard, and Stinger takes down Black Panther very easily. He shoots out like literally this stinger that's connected to his costume via a wire, and it just latches on to Black Panther's neck, and bam, Panther's out. So the thing is that he wants to make a name for himself, take down the Avengers, show off that he's like this really kick-ass villain, and he heads to the Avengers mansion. But his plans get derailed because they're holding a party there. No, I'm actually wrong. They're at a event at this museum. They're opening up this exhibit. And so Stinger just puts off his plans there. Now, the Avengers are at this exhibit, and they have like a bunch of relics from tribes from the South Pacific or from wherever. It's never specified where they're from, actually. They're just from this island and from some other places. When out of nowhere, interrupting the party, this bird guy, this hawk guy, actually his name is literally Bloodhawk. That's his name. I almost called him Hawk. But it doesn't matter. The thing is that this bird dude bursts onto the scene. He starts battling the Avengers. He seems to be a handful. None of the Avengers can take him down till Tony Stark arrives and just basically one blasts him. He's out for the count. So we discover that this bird guy was actually a mutant. His father had run experiments on his mother. She died when she gave birth. And they're from this island nation where that relic that he wanted to steal is from. It's pretty hilarious because even when Bloodhawk comes to, the guy's like super edgy and always angry. He seems to be always screaming in the way they draw his face when he talks. So the thing is that they want to take that relic back to the island because something really bad is going to happen. We're going to discover that the relic was at that event in the first place because of Bloodhawk. I'm not sure why. Maybe he felt guilty for what he did. Whatever. So the Avengers are going to go back to this island, and just out of chance, when they get there, because the relic wasn't on this altar, like the main mountain of the place comes alive. It becomes this gigantic kaiju rock monster, which I actually looked up the name for. It's called Monolith. So the thing is, the Avengers start battling Monolith. And what happens with Bloodhawk, since he's sort of like a dickhead, he decides to walk back the whole idea of returning the relic. He flies off with it because the people on the island always treated him like shit because he looked like a bird monster. So we have Beast trying to stop him and talk him down and explain to him, look, I'm a mutant too. I don't look too great, but I've learned how to deal with this. So Beast is able to talk down Bloodhawk. He gets the relic back. They put it back on the altar. No more Monolith. And Beast even convinces Bloodhawk to go to Xavier's Institute, maybe join the X-Men and discover this whole world that revolves around mutants, that there are others like him. And Bloodhawk seems to calm down. He's like, oh yeah, let's give this a chance. It's like the whole setup is pretty hilarious for what happens next. So the Avengers return, and when they get back, they discover that Stinger's there. He took out half the team that had stayed behind. That Stinger of his is crazy OP. Now, I'm not sure how it's going to work with characters with Vision or Iron Man. The thing is that the remaining Avengers are able to stop Stinger, but there's a moment where Stinger's going to blast Thor with this concussive blast because he could do that too. So Bloodhawk jumps in the way of the blast to save Thor. I feel like Thor would have totally shrugged that blast off. It kills poor Bloodhawk. It's so tragic. And the Avengers are like, oh my god. You even see Beast like being visibly sad about this, and then everyone turns around and walks away. Bloodhawk is dead. We never see him again, to my knowledge. It's funny. The tragedy that the guy was super happy that he was going to meet other people like him, mutants, and whammo, he's dead 2 pages later. Now, the next story arc is the Avengers having to deal with Absorbing Man. The story itself, it's okay. It's like a villain of the week type of scenario. There's a lot of things that Absorbing Man does with his powers that make zero sense, but that aside, the few takeaways that we get with those 2 issues is Falcon finds out for the first time that he's part of the Avengers, that the government had mandated that they needed a person of African American descent on the team. And Falcon visibly is not okay with the fact that he has to be the token minority on the team. But he does it because, one, it's an honor to be on the Avengers, and Captain America is asking him, and obviously Cap is his friend. The commentary, it's interesting, and it's sort of a thing with the Avengers that they lacked minorities on the team for a real long time, or maybe they would have just one person on the team. And this was like a big plot point during the Avengers Return era. And like, I do like the debate, and it led to some interesting stories. Like during that time, we had Triathlon. Maybe a little bit tone deaf at moments, but that aside, and the other thing that we get in this issue is that we had that battle with Absorbing Man, and like they destroy the stock, right? And the thing is that people are pissed off because the place is just a mess, and now the government doesn't step in and pay for the damages of Avengers activities because they're not officially a sanctioned team. So now we have Tony Stark having to pay out of pocket, and he's like, holy crap, this is not cool. So we're gonna leave this video here. Like, the next story arc that we're gonna get here is a freaking classic. We're gonna have Scarlet Witch dealing with Chthon. Awesome story. It's probably one of the best Scarlet Witch stories ever. So see you guys next time. Bye.